Hello, everyone. My name is Radožidek. And today I will be responsible for really deep dive into the nutrition. So it's quite a complex theme. We can get lost, and I definitely need some kind of feedback. I prepare for you a Slido. So I need some kind of interaction. So how you feel it, so how you understand my topic. So there will be opportunity to discuss with me with Slido and also say it out loud. So it's up to you. So as I mentioned, deep dive nutrition is really complex topic. And we will start with untraditional introduction because we will try to check if the Slido is going. So if I might ask you, please scan the QR code or join to slido.com. There is a slash and some number, and give me please some kind of feedback. How you feel about deep dive nutrition? So what do you think? What is it about? And we will see if the interaction between us can start or not. So maybe it will be nice if, all right. So it's a current trend in nutrition. Really good. So the Slido is functional. It's really, really good. Yeah, great. So healthy is the general word. And yeah, that's what it's about. Because according to our knowledge, health and nutrition are really quite the same. So also the lifestyle is a part of health and nutrition agenda. So, and I can see that there will be a lot of discussion. I like it. So tracking, some technical stuff. It's important for human body to work, importance of nutrients, but in general, it's about health. Yeah, that's right. So according to my point of view, my word is a huge complexity. So because deep dive nutrition is really, really complex problem, which is targeting our health. And that's why we need to go through and we need to go a little bit deeper. And so let's start. So our interaction is functional. So I'm really happy. So we can go further. I hope. All right. So today we will deal some topics. So it was a really, really brief introduction. So you know something about deep dive nutrition. You know that's about health, but there are some, let's say, subtopics or some kind of agenda which is which bring us the knowledge which is used in deep dive nutrition. So we will speak or talk about nutrients and symbionts, about nutrigenomics and biohacking, and after all, we will have some kind of conclusion. What is it about, and how we understand it, and how we can use it in a SME and food and beverage sector. So, nutrients and symbionts. What is a deep dive nutrition? So, there are some inputs. And all these inputs are what is around us and what we can use as a fuel or some kind of catalyst for our body, and what is interacting with our body. So according to micronutrients or macronutrients, so maybe you heard about these words. So it's a carbonutrient, proteins, fats, and they supply us with the energy, with the raw material, and the quality is really, really important. So there is a really huge topic about quality of macronutrient, and we will discuss about this a little bit later. We also, so the inputs for our body, for our health, is we can describe it as a micronutrients. So it's there are substances that are catalyzing our processes, the vitamins, minerals, bioactive phytocomponents, and a lot of another stuff. They act as enzyme, hormones, and antioxidants, and so on. And also, we got some symbiotic interface, which is in a body and act in our needs or against. So let's play a little bit. So I give you another question. So according to macronutrients, do you know what is the A2 milk? It's a question. So I give you opportunity to answer. Do you know what is it? Maybe if hear somebody from Germany or Austria, maybe there will be a chance to know what the A2 milk is, because it's really, really interesting topic. Know such a person in here? All right, so I can explain it to you. So A2 milk, it's a product of a cow which is based on specific genotype of the cow. It's a A2 beta casein, which got really quite similar. A1 and A2 got quite similar structure, but the A2 on a position of 67 got amino acid proline, and A1 beta casein got cleavage place, which was made by histidine. And the cleavage place is there and is producing a small peptide with the name BCM7. And as you can see on a picture, it's something which is marketable. So there is a huge market with such a milk, for instance, in Slovak, in Germany, in Austria. And it's a really nice trend. So it's not about how much protein the milk has, it's about what kind of protein the milk has. And what is the story about this? The story about this protein is that the milk is hypoallergenic. Yeah, that's the story. And on this slide, you can see, let's say, the scientific proof. So there are some small clinical studies from the year 2016, 2014, and there are some short individual with intolerance to regular milk experience. So they got some digestive symptoms, and if they use this A2 milk, these symptoms disappear a little bit. Also, the A1 variant of beta casein is digested into peptides, which may slow digestion. It may slow digestion. There's nothing like a proof already, and it can trigger inflammatory responses. It also remains unclear whether the perceived benefits are true or placebo. But we got such a product, and it costs like twice so much money like proper milk. It's really expensive, this product. And my question is it deep dive nutrition or is it marketing? What do you get? So I give you an opportunity to answer. We will see the quiz. So what do you guess? Oh, so what is it? Is deep dive nutrition or marketing? But according to 5 respondents, the 40% of you is thinking that this is a deep dive nutrition. And maybe also marketing. So yes, what I want to say, it's in right now there are 2 correct answers. It might be deep dive nutrition, but it's not proved. But it might be. But definitely, it is really good marketing, because if you get a milk and you can sell it for a higher price, it's really good for business. And it's based on these type about deep dive nutrition, personalization, and all that stuff. So what I want to show you is that even if the information is not well scientifically proved, it's already used in business. And yeah, that might be a good stuff. So, and we will speak about this a lot more. Right. So what is the deep dive nutrition? What is the biology? And what is the symbiotic interface? All right. So another question for you. So I told you that it will be really interactive. So what do you think of when I say human symbiotes? So because it's really interesting. So what is it? It's my dog, or have you clue where I'm targeting? It's really interesting to follow your ideas. Yeah, additives, of course. So some of you that they see the business behind that. So let's speak about what is it really. So we are not alone. So this is my message, because in our body there is about 40 trillion microorganisms. It's a really huge amount, because our body gets about 40 trillion cells. So there is so many microorganisms as our own cells. So they are definitely smaller. They weigh about 1 kilo in total, but they really influence us. So they influence digestion, immunity, our mood, metabolism. There are plenty of research and plenty of proof how the bacteria, yeast, viruses interact with our body. It's really, really interesting topic. There is a huge linkage between diversity and health. It's well proved. The bacteria and the diversity of the bacteria is responsible for many factors in obesity, type 2 diabetes, depression. There are many, many triggers caused by our gut bacteria. And there are also some key functions, because they produce short chain fatty acids, butyrates. They are really, really important. And these butyrates, they protect the gut lining and regulate appetite, influence immune balance, communicate with the brain. Yeah, it's unbelievable, but they really communicate with the brains with plenty of sensors. It's not the communication like our language, but the communication with the pathways of sensors, and they communicate with gut-brain axis. And they got really huge environmental sensitivity. The microbiota composition is influenced by our diet. So we are not feeding us like only my body. We feeding us like me and my symbionts. So it's really a really crucial part of our knowledge, that we are not alone, and we are not feeding only our cells, but we are feeding also the cells. They interact. They provide some kind of substances. They pre-process our food, and this is really important part of deep dive nutrition. So if we are using antibiotic, if we are in a stress or have a lack of sleep and lack of physical activity, we are changing our environment, and all of this became a part of our well-being. So composition of gut bacteria is really crucial. So in these days, there are many companies, they providing a test and providing us information about our gut bacteria, because there is a 90% of these bacteria are like common, but they might be a few percent of bacteria that are really crucial, and they might cause some kind of harm, and they are really responsible for fermentation, for producing vitamins, and the diversity of this ecosystem is really crucial. So I saw in a slide the word additives. So also here's a really huge business with the additives. They might be not only the micronutrients or macronutrients. There are also specific strain of bacteria with specific function. So, and all this environment, all these universe of bacteria is interacting with our system. So this is really crucial part of deep dive nutrition. Not only one, as I said, in my brain, the only one word which describes this system is a complexity. So I want to show you how complex the system is. So this is one part of the complex system. Another question, so to keep you still tuned, what do you think about the present and the future of deep dive nutrition at the level of inputs? So what do you think? Is it future, or is it just hype, or what is your opinion? Yeah, definitely, I agree. There is plenty to learn. So we need to learn a lot, and we need to understand all the interaction. Yeah. All right. It is important for increased processing of food. Yeah, it's a really interesting theme. Really interesting theme. I will go back to that. Yes. Ethic. I can see the room for misunderstanding and misinformation. Yeah, the ethic of deep dive nutrition is really crucial. Yeah, thank you for this feedback. All right, so long-term health effects. Yeah, I see that you got an insight in this. That's really brilliant. All right, I saw twice ultra processed food on microbiome. Yeah, this is really interesting topic, because so what is ultra processed for like for proper consumer. It's not an ultra processed for a food professional. So ultra processing, like editing and all the substances, then they stabilize the reaction, might be harmful for our ecosystem in our gut. Yeah, exactly. And there are some substances, they can badly affect our gut. So they are normal substances. So if we are sick, we just, yeah, if there's not another way, we just use antibiotics. And there are many interesting like articles, or that there's a lot of research about bacteria transplantation. So it's really interesting. So according to your feedback, I guess it's really interesting tema. So it's really topic, and we need to understand that. And the processing of food supposed to be for food to not harm our bacteria. Maybe process the food to be better for feeding of our bacteria. All right. And a lot of companies advertising benefits that may not be based on science. Yeah, that was my question. Is it deep dive nutrition, or is it marketing? Now, in this topic, we are cutting edge. We don't know yet. So, and there's a lot of room, a lot of space for marketing without any scientific evidence. So, unfortunately, we are in this stage, and we need to kind of counter it. So if we start our business based on some kind of fact, maybe tomorrow it's not a fact. So maybe it will be different. So you have to be aware, if you want to start your business on some kind of fact, which is right now considered as a scientific proof, because there is so sort of information that in few topics there are meta studies. They combine a lot of articles into one and provide really insight to topic. All right. This slide is for question and answers. So if you got any question, please let me know. If you want to write down your question, just click on question and answers in your phone, or please give me some kind of feedback. So what do you think? What do you think about this kind of deep dive nutrition? Because this is one topic which is focused to inputs, and one of the inputs it's cooperation with our bacteria, because they provide us like pre-processed inputs. All right, so we can go further. So in previous slide we discussed about our inputs, so what we get into our body. So but right now we need to discuss who we are. So what about our body? Are we unique, or we are all the same? So that's quite a tricky question, because we are, all of us, we are human, but we are not the same. And the nutrigenomic is another really deep dive into nutrition, because our genetic predisposition, or the genetic code, is really specific for us. So we are a combination of our ancestors, and none of us is the same. So maybe if you got a twin, but in general is true. So let me know, please, how confident do you feel about understanding of nutrigenomics? So what do you think? Are you really good in it, or you just know something, or you never heard about nutrigenomics? You never heard, all right. So 2 respondents, so 50-50, or never heard. So nutrigenomic is really interesting topics, and in this topic, I have to go a little bit into technical details, but if there will be some any doubts, just let me know. Give me a question, because yeah, nutrigenomics is really hard topic, but it's really important to understand that we are unique, and something which is good for one person might be a problem for another one. And I want to show you, so what is it based off, and what kind of science is behind. Oh, thank you for your responses. So according to majority, maybe you heard something about nutrigenomics, but it's a totally unknown topic for you. So let's have a look. What is it about? So few informations. We are humans, and we are on 90.9% quite the same. The rest, the 0.1%, there are some kind of differences in traits and health. So all of these data are written in a DNA. You definitely heard about DNA, and DNA got the letters. So there are some nucleotides. They are collected and then provide information, and all the information is in a DNA. So we also have something like single nucleotide polymorphism. It's a really interesting like nickname for mutation. So the mutations are normal. So every single day there are some mutations in your body, and your immune system fight against them, and it's a normal process. But some of these mutations just stay in your body and go to another population. And some of these differences, some of these mutations are somehow linked with lifestyle, environment, and providing the differences between our bodies. So that's why some of us is like adrenaline geek and jump from the buildings. Some of them really like a coffee in the morning, and some of us, they really like to sleep till midday. So there are many differences, and like a lot of them are based on our genetics. So according to our genome, so the genome is our library of all the information in our cell. There's only around 1.5% of the information is providing data how to produce proteins. So proteins like enzymes or building blocks of our body. So and the rest is some kind of rudiments of history. There are some kind of fragments. They stabilize the DNA. They got another functions that are not so important for these topics. So this is just a brief look for our genetics. And now I have to describe how it works. So the DNA molecule is really something like a library. So in the molecule, we got a books. So we got some kind of information, and these books they are organized in genes. So if somebody say gene, it's like a book how to build something, or it's like a cookbook. So how to cook some kind of product. So and there are some rules how it works, and there are some kind of genes. So there, in our body, there are major genes. They are really not linked to environment. So they don't care about environment. They are definitely, they are stable. They are not acting with environment, and they are, so if you get some kind of colors of your eyes, so you can go out, you can go down, you can eat whatever you want. So the color of your eyes is quite stable. So because it's based on major genes. But there are also minor genes, and there's a lot of them, like majority. And these genes, they coding enzyme. They are enzyme producing genes, and they are acting as a bench, as a group. So the effect is cumulative. So there are some small mutations in your genomes, and they're acting as a group. So if you get a really wrong mutations, if you get a 1, it's not a big deal. But if you get like 10, 15, 20, it might be a problem. So they have a cumulative action, and also they really interact with environment. And environment, it's like your nutrition, your lifestyle, your stress, how you sleep. So psychological profile, whatever you can imagine, it's a environment. So, and why am I speaking about this? Because it's looked like really complex topic with no solution. But we have something like dogma, and that's why this slide's name is Dogma of Truth. And the dogma is that each nucleus, it means each cell, and also somatic cells, contains the entire DNA genome. So it means that every single cell in your body provide me information about you, like every information about you, which is written in your genes. So I don't need your hands to know what color is your skin. I just need one cell from whatever part of your body. So I can do it on saliva, on skin, on hair root, whatever, because every single cell holds information. So, and this is really crucial part. But is it really true? Yeah, it's just a true. Because in the year 1996, this guy, I don't know if it was an invention, but he provides scientific community the proof, which calls sheep dolly. And the sheep dolly wasn't just a clone, it was a clone of somatic cell. So this guy, he grabbed a somatic cell, like a cell from your body, like hair root, and build this animal, or like let the animal grow up in a laboratory. So and this was the proof that every single cell has the information about the whole organism. And in deep dive nutrition, this is a really crucial portion of information, because we know about our symbionts, we know what we eat, so we can analyze it, but who we are, that's the question. So we know that we are not the same, and we also got an opportunity to find out who we are. So, and we are doing like two things. So in nutrigenomics, we are focused to effect of genes on a food metabolism. I will try to explain it really the easy way. So in our body, so we got a genes. It's like a library. It's our DNA. So, but if the book is really important, they do not let you keep it and go out of the library. So they let you make a copy. So that's why we got a RNA. So RNA is like a hand note of the book. So, and according to hand notes, we are producing proteins. And if there is a small mutation in a book, it will provide a slightly different product. So it's still the one book, but the product is a little bit different. So our cell is producing the proteins, and there might be a difference in a polypeptide composition. And also, if there are small changes in a recipe, as you can see on the picture, so it's still the cake, but another flavor. So it's not about that you don't have such a gene and your gene is erect. No, your gene is still there, but it's a slightly different. And the slightly difference might be caused by mutations, and these mutations may be like sense mutations, so they don't change a sense. So it's a small difference in DNA, but the missense mutations are really important because the product is slightly different. And now is the time to speak about coffee, because it's a really good example how it works. So one question: how long do you typically feel the effect of the coffee after drinking it? So that's my question. And according to that, I will explain how the genes interact with you. And also how to go deeper into coffee nutrition. All right, less than 1 hour. 1 hour to 3 hours. All right. Anyone want to play with me a little bit? Some other interactions. So as you can see in here, 67% less than 1 hour. All right. So it's nice because you are different. There are some of you where the effect is less than 1 hour, and some of you get an effect 1 to 3 hours. Yeah, it might be because how concentrated or how you prepare your coffee, of course, but it might be also somehow related to your genes. So let's speak a little bit about your genes and a coffee. So the substance in the coffee, which cause the effect, is a caffeine. So it's a well-known truth. So, but the caffeine is a xenobioticum. It's not typical for our nutrition, and well, we need to give it back from our body. So the detoxification is a crucial, because it's not really nice substance in our body. It's not typical in our nutrition, and we need to process the caffeine with a cytochrome oxidase pathway. And according to these genes, these pathways, there are a lot of genotypes. There are a lot of small mistakes. They increase or decrease the ability to detoxify the caffeine. So if you are slow metabolizer, so you can feel the difference after drinking coffee for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe. It depends on how many mutation do you get in this pathway. But if you are fast metabolizer, you can handle the caffeine in 1 hour. So where is the truth? Is the coffee good for your health or is not good for your health? So to be sure, we need maybe another gene which is focused to bitter perception. If you feel or if you perceive the bitterness on a higher level, you do not drink so much coffee, or you do not drink so much concentrated coffee. You like it diluted because you feel the bitterness on a certain level. But if your bitter perception is decreased, you really enjoy a lot of caffeine in your coffee because it's provide a bitter perception. But it's not enough. So because the effect is cumulative, we also have to take to account cardiovascular diseases risk. So there are plenty of genes that are providing information about cardiovascular diseases risk. And if the risk is increased, and all these factors are in there, that you are a slow metabolizer, you really drink concentrated coffee, and you are in a risk according to your genes and other factors, the coffee might be a risk for you. But if you are on an opposite way, so it's totally okay. You can drink a coffee so without any problems, without any issues. So, and this is why the genetics is really, really important part of the deep dive nutrition, because we are not capable to answer such a really silly question. Is the coffee a good stuff or not? We don't know, because for me, is maybe good, and for you, it's a risk. So, and also to make it a little bit more complex, let's speak about a lactose tolerance or lactose intolerance, because it's not only about your genes, it's about your genes interacting with your bacteria. So the problem is so complex that if you get a MCM6 gene, it's a single spot mutation. So as you can see on a slide, there is a position, it's a 128,601 and so on. So there is a one single letter, C, is changed to capital T. And if it's something like this happens, it causes that you got the adult type of lactose intolerance, because in adulthood, your body is not producing lactase, which causes that the milk sugar is not split into glucose and galactose and digested, but is go through the small intestine to large intestine and is processed by bacteria, which cause gas and acids, and of course some kind of problems. So, and this is the combination between genes and the bacteria, and it makes the system really complex. But we are still on the beginning, so you will see the complexity of the system. So another part, so the previous part was about your genes and differences in your genes, but it's like in your library. It really depends what kind of book you got in your library, but it's also important which books are you reading, because you might have there are plenty of interesting books, but you are not reading them. And that's why the second part of nutrigenomics is focused to effect of nutrients on gene expression. So they analyze the interaction between your food and how your genes are expressed. So as you can see on these slides, if you get normal nutrition, the normal situation that you get a genes, they produce RNA, so that there's some RNA mates, so that there are some end nodes, and there is some kind of product. So it's a proper pipeline how this works. But if there is some kind of change in your nutrition, it may cause some kind of differences. So for instance, it might cause that some kind of product is not produced anymore. some gene is not expressed, it stops. Or it might cause that some gene is overexpressed. So your body read this gene a lot more than the others. So, and this is quite an issue. And we can explain it on phytoestrogens. So let me know, do you know what phytoestrogens are? All right, it's a phyto, it's just something what comes from plants. Yeah, it's really good intuition. No idea, fantastic. So I can explain it to you. So definitely you heard about estrogen. So it's a 17 beta estradiol. It's a women hormone, really like a primary one. So it's a primary estrogen. The women have it, male have it, but it's really crucial for women and of reproduction age and also later. So it's linked to nervous system, bone formation, cardiovascular system, cholesterol level, anti-inflammatory, the plenty of stuff is related to this hormone. And when we go to this slide, you can see that there is something like hormone-like nutrients. And if you use these hormone-like nutrients in your nutrition, and you get a specific predisposition of your receptor, so your receptor is really sensitive for this kind of molecule, so it might act as a proper hormone in your body. So as you can see on the right side of the slide, so there is a 17 beta estradiol and cumestrol. The cumestrol molecule is quite the same as a proper hormone of your body. So, and it might cause a plenty of problem and plenty of advantages. It's depending how you use it. So in a postmenopausal period of the life, when in a women the estrogen level is decreasing, if you provide phytoestrogens, there is no menopause for you. So it's fantastic. But in a young period, it might cause a harm on your estrus, so on your period. So it's a really complex problem because there are some substances, they interacting with our body, and there are some organ dependencies, there are some time dependencies. It's different situation when you are young or when you get old. So it's really complex, and your food interact really with your body, and this is a really well-known problem, or I don't need to call it problem. So it's a really important topic, and phytoestrogens are really crucial part of our nutrition, and we have to be aware so how we use them. So according to this chart, I wanted to provide you data how the market grows. So and what happens with the techniques of genetics. So as you can see, in the year 2001, this is the chart of cost per one genome. So the one genotype, like my genotype, so the reading of all information in my cell, it costs like $100 million. But in year about 29, so let's say in these days, it costs like about $800. So it's really a huge change. It's a really huge game player, because all the data about the genetics, about genes and mutations is really easy to find out who you are. So how many mutations do you have in your body? What is your genetic predisposition? Because the minimalization of equipment is really huge, and also there are a lot of companies that are providing services, so we can use it. So and what is your opinion for nutrition or lifestyle optimization. So is there any one of you who already got such a genetic test? All right, I already have such a test, and there is a plenty of information in it. And also there's a plenty of rubbish, because it's quite the same situation like with deep dive nutrition and marketing. So there is a lot of not so much important information provided just because it's interesting, but the level of scientific proof is really low. So one of you is already using it. It's really nice. But the topic is really important, because like majority is curious. Yeah, that's really nice. Have an opinion is totally okay. All right, so I got like 10 or 15 minutes now. So all right. All right, let's go to the chapter biohacking. So I have to go a little bit faster, I guess. So please, what do you think? What is a biohacking? Because there are many opinions. What is it? But none of these ideas are really correct to the literature. Using technology to improve the body, genetics, prevention, information, altering, solving issues. All right, I can see any GMO or something like that. That's fine. So you don't think that biohacking is changing our genome to be better, whatever? So it's not now about genetic modification or genetic alternation. So it's just about providing some kind of options to make the life easier, or to get some kind of information. So let's go through it. So to have some kind of context, there are many other topics that are not related to inputs or genetics. So the circadian timing is really important stuff, because we got a circadian rhythm, and this rhythm is also related with our metabolism. We got a definitely life cycle stages like adolescent, puberty, menopause, and it's totally different situation. If something work when you are young, it's not necessarily as work when you are adult. So also we got another level of performance or mental fitness. So there another things are a fuel for our body. So some of us we are better with glucose, with ketones, with another substances, and we also behave somehow, and we got some kind of routines. We do some experiments, and there are some schemes how to push us to do something like a gamification. So let's go brief through it. So we got a genes how we react with the sun. We call it clock genes, and these genes they react with our day activity. There are many substances in our life like caffeine or factors like blue light or alcohol consumption, and they're changing our rhythm. Also the milk, cherries, and magnesium boost production of the clock genes, so we get sleepy. Or regular exercise stabilize the clock. So there are many ways how we can optimize our rhythm. You can see it in here on this picture. So our eyes providing many factors. They changing, or they are processing in our brain with another factor like body temperature, exercise, diet, and every single organ got his own clock. So it's about what is the period, what is the time when the organ works properly on 100%, and when stops all the metabolic processes. So we also got happy chemicals in our body like oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, endorphin, and we can use it. We definitely use it in the marketing, because the marketing is boosting our dopamine. So we are exercising because of endorphin. If we do not get endorphin, we don't like exercising. It's so easy, and we need to boost our activity another way. So there are many, many connected topics, and there are also many, many many options how to help us to change our lifestyle to be better, to be better for your body, to be better for microorganisms in your body. So we can analyze the level of stress, the calories, or level of sugar or temperature or sweating. There are plenty of things what we can do, and we can use many of equipment. Maybe you heard about Aura ring. So this is what is on the picture, and it's a specific ring. You have it on a hand, and it's measuring your bioactivity according to sensors. So there is a really important or interesting startup with Closet, which is analyzing your microbiome, or specific camera which is analyzing your food, and not only the amount of fat or amount of sugar, it's analyzing the composition of your food. So can provide information about what is it, so how is it connect with your body. So, and also when I mentioned the funny chemicals in your body, so gamification is a crucial part, because we love to play, and we really maybe we really need to turn health into a game. So that's why the gamification process is quite all around on a social motivation. It's always some kind of gamification process. So maybe you know the Strava. It's a mobile software which is really focused to activity and provide plenty of infographics about you and your surrounding, who is better than you, and how to reach them. And they provide a visualization, personalized goals, and micro challenges, and all of this information is still a deep dive nutrition. And what do you think? Which of these follows solution do you consider to be the most progressive? So what do you think? Is there something reasonable, or is just a hype? Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of smart intervention and behavior nudging and genetic insights and adaptation. So I guess it might be our bright future. And yeah, the problem is really holistic. So we should use all these wearables, and we need to somehow recognize our food by AI implemented in our glasses, or maybe we should interact all these data with our genetic makeup and lifestyle tracking, and then we have to force us to be better person. Maybe that will be our future, but it's already our presence, because there are partially integrated platforms where you can try to be a better person. So they combine personalized nutrition with microbiome and sugar level measuring and fat response. But they're lacking all these aspects. So they are not holistic now. So there is a also a lot of space for business and work. So, all right, and let's go to the conclusion. So, what's supposed to be conclusion of this topic? So I was trying to show you how complex is the topic. So right now we are cutting edge, and we can't prove that something is right or wrong. We need more facts, but it's interesting for consumers, and it may be used for marketing. But be aware to start your business on one fact, because it's maybe is just information, is not a fact, because we are so complex that all these scientific articles are based on some kind of population, for instance, Caucasian, Afro-American population, but this population is not you. You are unique, and that's why it's really complicated. So we have to join all these data together, and we have to analyze the people. They are in a scientific group, and then we have to try to analyze it according to their genotypes, and it's really complex, and we need more data. But there is still space for business, and there's still space for marketing, because right now it's not only about macronutrient and micronutrients, so it's about composition, what kind of carbohydrates you got, so how long they are, how they interact with your microbiome, so what kind of proteins, so are they A1 or A2 milk protein, or whatever kind of fat, it's a saturated or non-saturated. So there are many questions, and consumers are really focused to these questions, and also the nutrient density in your food. So caloric intake might be, it's not just the calories. It's what is it about? So what is around? So there is a calories, but what another things are in a product? What is the fortification of that product? So keep it in mind that the problem is really complex, and also the way how we live is crucial, because it's one of us is like early bird, and so I'm definitely the Batman, because I'm really active in the night, and I just want to sleep in the morning. So there is a huge differences between our metabolism, so how we interact with our surrounding, and also what is our genetic makeup. So there the nutrition is personalized, because I'm a unique. And if I wear any sensors, or I use a machine learning or a new technique like AI to process all of these data to give me information which is provide really proper way to me to make me do something which is good for my health. So this might be a really important part, and also a sustainable food system, because there are some people, they maybe they don't eat meat because they don't like it, not because it's disgusting for them. They don't like it because it's against they don't like the killing animals. So it's not about the perception, it's about something else. So we need to think that this factor, sustainable food system, is also one of the factors of deep dive nutrition, because we need to take in account also this agenda. So I guess it's the right time to end this presentation. So here are some sources of my data, and I'm really glad that I've been here with you. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for your question and interaction.